Hello loves, how are y'all doing today? I'm gonna give everybody a second to come through, and then we're going to get started. I'm gonna go ahead and share the link on the Patreon so they have the link. But how are you guys, how are you loves doing today? I feel like today is definitely, I feel like it's a different energy than Cancer season. And being a Leo rising, I vibes really hard and heavy with this energy. So I've been, it's just been really, really nice to have this shift. But I'm sure that this, this shift has been a little bit interesting for some of y'all's. I'm gonna give you guys like a couple of minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and post a link on the Patreon so they can join us as well. We have a lot of things to talk about. Hello everyone. We have a lot of things to talk about, and we're actually gonna start today's live with some energy healing. So I'm gonna get you guys comfortable, and then we're gonna start on that. So let me just, and then there we go. And video. I'm gonna look at your comments in a second, so definitely let me know how it's been for y'all's this past week. Copy. Gotta get the Patreon gang in here. Okay, so here we go, and okay, so it has been shared and posted on the Patreon, so they already are aware. Hello to all my Patreon gangs that are in here. We are going to start in a second. But for those, because we're starting this live with specifically energy healing, definitely make sure that you're comfortable while you're watching the live. If you need to go grab a water, you need to go grab a journal, if you need to go grab some tea, or even if you need to grab some crystals, you can ground yourself before we start, go ahead, and then we're gonna start, because we have lots to cover today. So, and there we go. Okay, sweet. So let me just read your comments. Hey, how are you? I'm pretty good. Like I said earlier, Leo season, since I have Leo in the first house, it's a really fun house for me to have going on. Cancer season tends to be really spiritually heavy for me, because I have Jupiter in Cancer, and I have Cancer in the 12th house, even though my Jupiter is in the 11th. And it was definitely, I feel like, a lot of things happening in Cancer season where I feel like things are definitely lighter emotionally, like it's just lighter. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I feel like I have the sun shining in my face, and it's also been really hot. Has it been hot for y'all? Because it's hot in the tri-state. Okay, hot. It's been crazy for me the past few months. I'm a Virgo. My energy has just been different. I mean, wait till Virgo season comes through. Listen, I have Virgos left and right. Actually, it's crazy. I've been talking to a lot of Virgos lately, and they're kind of like going through a lot. For whatever reason, they're going through a lot, and I'm just like, I'm really excited to, get this chakra healing reading done so I could see what's going on with y'all. But yeah, I know Virgos are kind of going through it right now. They were going through it last month too, so it's like, okay. Last week was so weird. I have lots of water placements, and I think the fire is combating my energy. That's really interesting because like you're either putting off the fire or the fire is just turning your water into just smoke for a second, and then it keeps on firing, you know. So that fire and water energy can be very like hard to navigate through, so I definitely get it. I know that Leo energy cannot be as fun for everybody as much as it is for me, so it is understandable. But I mean, you do have to find ways to at least take the lessons of what Leo season brings, and Leo season is a lot of ego work, because at the end of the day you should come out of Leo season with like heart chakra, solar plexus on blast, heart open, you know, like loving what you love, being in the moment, like very, very, very like open, you know, because Leos love so hard, especially when they love something, a person, a career, a style. It can literally be an aesthetic, and they just love that thing. They just give it their all, and I feel like it's really important to, you know, talk about that and also experience it and go through the process of that acceptance phase, and what it looks like to transition from your emotional state to your ego, and how your emotions, you know, navigate through your ego. So it can be very like, it can be a lot, it can be very self-exposing in many ways. Started off great, then became extremely super emotional and hurt over old shit. Then I lit a healing candle and got to work meditating, etc., and completely felt way better. Yeah, fire magic right now, candle magic is a really good time to do during Leo season for obvious reasons, because it is a fire element. Solar plexus work is also really good to be doing right now, but fire magic can kind of cleanse like that energy away really easily, so there is that. There are a few friendships ending I was still hurt over. Didn't address it way back when, because I was in survival mode. I definitely feel that. I released a friendship last month, which for me, because my Venus is in, okay, I have to explain this because this is going to seem very cold, but my Venus is in Aquarius, so when I release friendships or something like that, I'm just like, bye. like my moon, my Gemini moon is in my 11th house, so I can be very airy when it comes to toxic friendships, or even like friends trying to take advantage, or friends trying to like be petty, or like trying to manipulate me with words, or trying to make up a reality. Like I literally just had a Gemini, okay, a Gemini try me in the most annoying way, because I read through the whole situation and I was just like, are you really trying to create a whole another narrative? Like, she's really good at, you know, kind of faking her way out of situations, and she can kind of get away with this with like everybody that knows her except for me. And literally anybody will tell you in this situation that I am always calling her out anytime we all hang out collectively or whatever, and she would do something that was honestly messed up, like fucked up to the person that was the people in that were there and everything. I would call her out every single time and be like, why are you acting like this? Why are you doing this? Do you not see that? I just totally noticed what you said. Like, the words that you are saying are not going over my head. If anything, because you are a Gemini, your words are emphasized. Okay, I pay attention to words because I'm emotionally triggered by words, because my moon is in Gemini, okay? And my Venus is in Aquarius, so I'm a very like, I have a lot of 11th house energy. So I'm sitting here like, and she's trying to kind of paint this narrative, because she basically had told me that she wanted me to do something for her. And when I did it, and she said, okay, no, I got you, I got you back or whatever. And then when I did it, I was like, hey, cool, hey, don't forget you said that you got me back or whatever. So I texted her that like a week later, and she's like, oh, I was drunk, I don't remember, all of these things. Mind you, she wasn't drunk or anything like that, but she was trying to create this like whole nother narrative about it. And granted, her Venus isn't Leo, so that's hilarious. But she was trying to correct this whole nother narrative about what was the situation. And I was like, no, you weren't drunk, because you drove us home right after. And you literally, we said we were going to take an Uber, and you insisted that you were not drunk. And I have a memory of like 10,000 wolves, okay? Like, I just have a really good memory. I remember words. I remember what people say. I remember people's actions. So I was like, no, that didn't happen though. You're really trying to make up a whole narrative. And that pissed me off to the point where I was just like, okay, yeah, I am not doing this with you. Because not only are you toxic, but you're also trying to fool me and convince me of something that didn't actually happen. And that's the thing that's like, you gotta be a Pisces to try to do that with me. Okay, you can't be a Gemini and try to run that over my head. You just cannot try to bamboozle me and sell me this other story. Yo, Pink, who are you barking at? Oh, my baby. She's so cute. But yeah, so that happened. So I had to let go of that friendship, and I'm still like, literally after I was like, yeah, I'm not hanging out with you no more. After that happened, I completely like forgot and stopped thinking about her, because I just get really detached. Like, that's just my Venus in Aquarius. I don't care anymore, and I'm just like, whatever. And literally, like last week, I was talking to Babe, and she had mentioned that same ex-friend or whatever, she had told Babe, oh, we're gonna hang out, so bring Abby, all this stuff. And Babe was like, yeah, Abby isn't gonna come because she don't want to see you. She doesn't care. And I was like, why would she even say that? I literally told her I'm not going to see her anymore. So it's just like, it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, no, she really tried me, and I completely just forgot about her, to be honest, until that happened. And I was like, okay, I guess. But I do get very detached when it comes to friendships. If somebody wronged one of my friends, if somebody went off, my Mars and Sag comes out, and I will roast the hell out of you, okay? And then I will literally, you won't exist to me after that. Like, I'll just be like, I don't know you. I don't know her. So I definitely understand the friendship endings right now, because I feel like there is a lot of that energy happening, and I feel like a lot of people are getting kind of gutted out and like moved out of spaces. And this has been happening in readings too. I've noticed that for people, they've been having to release relationships to make space for new things, because they keep wanting to, you know, call in new things, but it's like, okay, but you got baggage over here, bag over here. There's no space, because you got all this negative vibes around you. So we need you to clear that before you can call that in. So I feel that. I 100% feel that. Do you still sell roses of Jericho? Yes, I still do. It's in my shop. The link should be down below once I update the description. Probably after this video. What's good, fam? What is good? I live in the South, so yes, it's blazing hot. Yo, it's hot. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. It's so hot. It's been like, climate change is real, guys. Hot. Venus in air, gang. Wakanda forever. Releasing friendships can be so freeing, cutting heavy cords and moving on. Seriously. Especially when they're very toxic and they always bring up toxicity when they're around. Woo. Oh, Moon and Gemini, gang. Wakanda forever. Scorpio in the 11th house. I will look through your soul. You can't manipulate. You know? You get what I'm saying. Oh, Pink, you got a shout out. Both my kitten and my dog is like right here, and I'm trying to decide I'm trying to see if they're gonna actually fight each other right now. Is your shop up and running? It is. I am planning to do a shop update within the next couple of weeks, because I don't know if I should announce it now. I should probably wait till later, but I have a kind of a launch coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so is everybody ready to start the energy healing section part of this weekly healing circle? Okay, is everybody comfortable? Is everybody comfortable? Yes? Yes. Send me some hearts if you're comfortable, and we will get started. Okay, so make sure you're in a good position. If you grab your crystal, if you grabbed, Definitely grab some water next to you, because once, like, energy work, yo, I just got my Reiki Masters training, and I literally, every time I came out of, like, everything, I would just be like, I'm thirsty, I need water, I need food, because I just needed that grounding back. Okay, y'all ready, y'all ready, y'all ready, y'all ready. Okay, so I need you guys to just hold your hands and start rubbing it up and down like this. Start rubbing it up and down. And you're just gonna keep doing this for a second. And you are going to say a prayer over your hands. You are going to ask the divine healing light come through your hands. That you are actively channeling this light through your hands. This divine healing light is not meant to harm, to clear, and just to clear any negativity, any blockages that you're having right now. Okay? So you're rubbing it together. If you have done Reiki or Reiki before, you can go ahead and call on your Reiki guides. You can also start working with the symbols. If you want to blow over your hands with the symbols, you can do that as well. If you're not Reiki trained, that is totally fine. I just want you to call in the energy from the universe. You're rubbing it. Then you're going to close your eyes. Closing your eyes. And you're going to start breathing in really deep, and you're going to blow out through your mouth. So you're breathing in. And you're blowing out through your mouth. And while you're doing that, you're going to start feeling out your body. And if you already know which area of your body needs a little bit more focus, you can start focusing your attention there. If not, ask your body to make you feel which part of your body needs a little bit more attention. So if it's your crown, if it's your third eye, if it's your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, your root chakra. Pink. She's such a dog. She's such a dog. Pink. I'm sorry, guys. She's just gonna be a dog. Pink. Pink. Come here. Oh, Lord. Okay, so keep breathing in. And once you have the area in your head, once you can see, whether you can see the colors, whether you can see it rotating, whether your body's just hurting or it feels tight, just start putting your attention to those spaces. If it's multiple spaces, that's fine. Just pick the two that are mainly the strongest, that feel the most pain or the most tight to you. You're still rubbing your hands. Then you're just gonna close your eyes, and you're gonna take your hands and put it over those spaces. So whichever space it is, whether it's your heart, your third eye, your crown, your root chakra, your sacral chakra. And as you put your hands on these areas, you're going to visualize divine healing white light coming through your hands into your body, pushing those colors clockwise, running in a circle. You're going to let that circulate inside you. You're still breathing in. Out through your mouth. And you're breathing in. And out through your mouth. As you do this, you are seeing how that white light is connecting to those colors in those areas, and it's pushing it in a rotation, how it's supposed to be moving. It's not tight, it's not blocked, it's moving the way it's supposed to be. You're seeing the colors bold, not dull, not grayer, bold. You're breathing in and you're breathing out. As you do this, as spirit, your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestors, what do you need to do to maintain the balance in these spaces on a day-to-day basis? What do you need to integrate? What new practices should you be doing to make your energy flow the way it's supposed to? You're still breathing in and out. When you're ready, you can start coming back to consciousness. Let me know in the comments when you guys come back. I'll give you guys another minute. Okay, I'm back and feel much better. I asked my guys and the first thing that came to mind was yoga. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yoga is like the thing that really gets every muscle in your body relaxed so you can kind of, you know, be zen. So 100%, yoga is like one of my daily practices every day. Michelle says, I'm going to have to do that again later. I can't quit yawning now. Yeah, this is a good thing to do if you, right before you go to sleep, especially like different meditations, really good to do when you're about to go to sleep, because then you can easily go from that conscious state, from that really higher conscious state, into just like a state of like peace, and then boom, go to sleep. Thank you guys for all the hearts. Yoga for me too. Lots of yoga. Okay. That really helped. I had some cramps and they literally melted away. Yes. I got sleep, going to bed early, jog, walk, and flowers, plants in my room. Listen, if you can't tell, I'm obsessed with the plants. I got plant babies everywhere. Everywhere. I love having plants in the house. It honestly helps me just be zen a lot of the time. I kept yawning. Mine was writing. Listen, that's a really big one, especially with how creative we're getting pushed to be right now. I'm not surprised. I was told to swim, get up, and go. Yes, that really helped me. I had a ring in my ear, and I think spirit guides wanted me to partake in this. That's good. Lots of yawning. I had me a Kamba Jasper and a smoky quartz. For me, it was sunshine and being barefoot outside, but it's hot as. So when it comes to like dealing with the sun's very, very deep rays, so one of the things I've been doing, because me and Bae basically got a personal trainer the past couple of weeks, so we have been actively going on 3-mile walks and runs and jogs throughout the week, and we take our dog. So I've been kind of plotting either going in the mornings or going in way later, like in the afternoon, like probably around 5:30, 6 o'clock, because that's when the sun is not as strong in the sky. The sun is strongest in the sky the middle of the day, so you want to kind of plan around that. That's a way to kind of make the working, being outside a little bit more bearable, especially in the heat. And obviously carrying a bottle of water will save your life. But I definitely feel that. Getting past life visions already. I could see a fish swimming around and around me. Been feeling like I'm in Atlantis, even when walking outside and getting visions of feline goddess Lyrian Sekhmet Basset. I just got a kitten. I feel that. Like, my kitten does one of the funniest things. She will literally hop on my Sekhmet altar and she will just stand there with the kitten posture, and she will just look straight at her, and I'm just like, I'll be like, babe, okay. So I definitely feel that one. I got pink cartoon butterflies, learning to love my inner child. Well, that is what Leo season is about, so listen. You're getting a kitten too. That's hilarious. Will I be doing oracle readings again? Yes. So the second part of this live, I am opening it up to oracle readings again. So oracle readings will be I'll take oracle readings through super chats of like $5 or above if you guys want to do that. And the oracle cards that you guys have to choose from are as follows. Okay, the butterfly oracle cards for life changes. The Archangel Michael oracle deck, the Archangel Raphael oracle deck, the Romance Angels oracle deck, the Flower Therapy oracle deck, and the Flowers from the Dead oracle deck. Those are the ones that you guys have the options of. If you want me to read a question for you today. And we'll do that in the later part of the video when we're talking about tarot. So if you guys want to post the questions now, I'll go over it again once we get to the tarot part as well. So yes, so we're doing oracle readings this week. Since you guys liked it last week, I was like, okay, let me see if it can work continuously. I'm sure that like eventually when we get to the thousands of people in here, it's gonna be something like I might have to make 2-hour lives or something. It's just gonna be that much fun. But yeah, so that's what we're working on for now. We're starting that off. So let me just look at the chart really quick so we can talk about what's going on, because there's always something going on. Always, it does not end. So the reason why I named this live first and foremost past life healing and then evolution of the ego is because the chart is having a lot of that energy right now, and you're going to see a lot of that come to life within the next couple of weeks. So I want y'all to be aware of this energy, especially because Sun in Leo, and right now the moon is in Scorpio. So death work is imminent, okay? It is just in your face. But with having, we're still in the retrogrades that we are still doing a lot of building, especially socially, especially with what's happening in right now. I mean, we were 100 days from the election yesterday, and I know there's a lot of government stuff that is happening right now. One of the things that I want to do is, honestly, I might make a video on it, but I kind of want to pull the chart for November 3rd just to, you know, and maybe do a video on it separately just to, you know, talk about the energies that will be on election day. Maybe we could do that a little bit later. But I do feel like there is a lot of stuff that has been building, and I think that we're headed towards a kind of a mirroring effect where there are past lives that we're kind of at that point where there are past lives that we've had that are directly affecting our lives right now, and they're taking a huge kind of focus, because it's kind of like when you have a lot of these Capricorn placements, because Saturn is a very karmic sign, Capricorn naturally will be a karmic sign. When you have so much of these karmic placements, with Pluto being in Capricorn, with Saturn being in Capricorn, with Jupiter being in Capricorn, Jupiter highlighting the knowledge, that the way the knowledge can be expanded through Capricorn energy, which again, it's based in traditions, it's based in time, is based in the goals, the things that we didn't achieve in the past life that maybe you are now having to take on because you didn't do the thing. The things that like still haunt you from other times that you didn't, you're just like, why is it that I need to do this? Why is this my purpose? Why am I being led this way? Why does this keep showing up? What is this cycle? Why is this still a thing? When you have these planets kind of communicating and moving into now Leo season, which focuses so much on that solar plexus, that willpower energy. When it comes to past life healing, you have to understand a lot of trauma is created from what you didn't do, what you did do, what somebody did to you, what you experienced from something or someone, whatever it is. Lack of decision making, lack of vision, lack of action, lack of, so it's just, it always comes back to this area right here, even though we heal past lives through our chest, our heart space, because at the end of the day, it is love that carries that energy. Your love energy, your heart chakra energy gets blocked from having these moments in these lifetimes where that happiness in love, that peace in love, that joyful energy that you get when you succeed in something, where you're like, oh my God, I feel like I did what I was supposed to do, what I was meant to do. That lack affects your heart space because you don't feel like you can love that of you which did not succeed, which did not see, which did not forgive, which did not which suffered. Like there's so many different ways where past lives affect our current reality. I know for me, let me tell you, one of the past lives that has been affecting my this specific lifetime for me was my Egyptian past life, my Kemetic past life. And in this past life, I was a high priestess, and I was I basically taught in this lifetime, and I knew a lot of different things, and I would also be communicating with those in charge. That was one of my other roles, because spirituality and government were combined at this time. So I had a lot of different kind of hats that I would put on, but I will also be teaching. Teaching is something that it's come a lot to me in different lifetimes, but specifically the reason why in this specific lifetime I have to address that lifetime is because during that lifetime I wounded my Venus energy. And Venus, because it rules love, money, and pleasure. At that time, you would have to understand that I did love what I was doing. I loved my precision. I loved that I got to share and teach and all of the things, obviously. But there came an opportunity which I did not end up asking for. I could have gotten, but I didn't. I was apparently a Virgo in this lifetime, which was funny. But I could have gotten, and I didn't end up, saying, hey, technically I'm qualified for this. Can I go ahead and step into this role? I didn't do it, and I didn't get it. Somebody else who I taught got it. And the trauma didn't come out of jealousy. It came out of me not acting. So again, it comes back into the solar plexus energy, because it is the ego that can block moves, progression, success, and opportunities from you. Especially if you feel like, if your ego is in a place where you're just kind of like, well, this should be given to me. I should have just been told this. I should have, like all of these different elements of my own ego in that past life that affected the way that went. And because of that past life, it wounded my Venus energy very, very heavily. And it's also why I was born under a Venus retrograde, Venus and Aquarius retrograde. And I don't find that as a hindrance to any capacity, because having a Venus in retrograde, 1000% a lot of the time, 99.100% of the time, you end up having a lot, you end up pulling a lot of like soulmates from your past life. A lot of your lovers end up being people you've met in another lifetime. So I have had the amazing blessings of healing a lot of my love and Venus energy because of this. And I had to kind of come back to my heart chakra. And I've told you guys a couple of different times that I've had to heal a lot of my heart chakra before I even met Bae, who is one of my soulmates. And this is what I mean by I'm literally going through this specific lifetime, healing that lifetime, and coming back to the pleasure, the love, the money, the things about that Venus energy that I'm supposed to enjoy. And I have to go and heal that every single time. When I healed that past life, I was like, you know what, all of this made sense. I would have dreams when I was a kid about this lifetime. I would like the plethoras of information that I've had from this lifetime is insane. And I respect myself in that lifetime. I have a lot of like love for everything that I did, and I had to forgive myself for the inactions that I took in that lifetime, even though I did so much work. But I was also a Virgo in this lifetime, and Virgos can be very stubborn. And even though they heal, they're natural healers, it can be something that is crippling, where you're not actively doing something that will actually benefit everybody else as well. Because had I taken up on that role and said, hey, I would love this role, I could have helped others as well. Like, it's not just a me thing, because it never is with Virgo energy. But it's important now in this lifetime. I was born, my whole Capricorn stellium is in my 6th house, which is ruled by Virgo. So I already know the way that this past life kind of haunts me. Doesn't really haunt me, honestly. I was pretty badass in this lifetime. So I take a lot of spells from that lifetime, let me tell you. But I already am aware of the influence of this specific lifetime on this one that I'm currently having. And that I have to have that healing when it comes to my Venus energy, my love energy, my heart, my money, my finances too. And so having that Venus in retrograde is actually super powerful. It has been a very powerful experience for me to navigate through, because it's always like a learning process, and there's always a super historical aspect to it as well. Because I love history, I've always loved it, and I love studying. And I love studying myself too in other lifetimes. This is why I love doing a lot of work in the akashic records, and it helps me navigate through a lot of knowledge that I have from other lifetimes, because I've been a healer in many other lifetimes. So it's just like, hey, how can I do this better? What are the ways that I'm missing here that I can help and assist and connect with people and help them as well. So think about what it is, especially if you're the type of person that has gotten downloads about past lives, and you know this is something that is from before, something that is just haunting you from before, and you're just like, okay, where is this stemming from? If you have to ask where, because you don't know in this lifetime, you just keep thinking about it, and you're like, I just don't know where it is, it's in a past life. If it's part of this lifetime, you will know, because you will have a trigger about it. Your trigger will immediately come, and you'll get a flashback where you're like, oh, that thing that person said at that time, that shit still haunts me. You know, that type of thing. When it comes to past lives, you'll get it in dreams, you'll get visions. It'll come up in different like areas of your life, depending on how your clairs are doing. But if you can't answer the question, where does it stem from, you need to do past life work. And it's something that is crucial to our self-development. So right now, with the way the planets are set up, and you have all of this Capricorn energy, the way Pluto is kind of moving, the way Saturn is moving, the way Jupiter is moving, there is knowledge to be had in the things that you are no longer experiencing but are still influencing you. So there is a lot of past life work that you have to take upon yourself, that you have to say, okay, I need to know. I need to know so I can I can know how to navigate this energy. Once you know and understand, then you can heal. That's how the akashic records work. You can't just go up in there and be like, is this the love of my life, or is this, yes or no questions. And I say this, anybody who've gotten a past life reading with me, you guys know I say this every single time. No yes or no questions, because the Lords of the Records want you to know what it is, why it happens, why you are still connected to this. Not yes or no. Like, is this because of a past life? Yes. Okay, but do you know what the issue is? Understanding why it's affecting you, why it's blocking your movements, why the moves that you're taking are taking you backwards is very important, especially during Leo season, because it's such an ego focus, okay? And when you have that ego energy in your face in Leo season, it could be, Leo season could just be popping, and we could just be out here drinking drinks and lit, and just lit. At the same time, you can only really be lit and enjoying yourself if your ego's in a good place. Because you can't be popping and be like, oh, but I'm still messed up. I still feel bad because I'm still emotionally stuck on this. No, you can't just do that in Leo season. Because Leo season will have you feeling like shit about yourself. In the lowest points about yourself, because your solar plexus then has that blockage, that what's holding me back? Why can't I move forward type of energy? And until you understand what happened, what was the blockage, where was your willpower either blocked, or how did you misuse it, or how did somebody else overpower you too? Because that happens too. There's some past life readings that I've done where it's just like, it's not even the person that they did anything, it was like somebody else. And then it's just like literally, I had a past life reading once, and I'm not going to mention who it is or anything like that, but I had a past life reading once where the girl that I was reading for, her ex-girlfriends ate her with her cannibalist father in that lifetime. And you have no idea how awkward that was to explain. But, okay, it was awkward as I was just like, so the reason why your relationship with her is so damn dark, because it was very dark. It was a very dark connection. It had a lot of, like, listen. But she ate her. Her dad was a cannibalist, and she would trick some students in the class and some kids, like, as they were going home at the time, to go to this cabin in the woods, because that's where he lived, and they never saw her again. She, like, trusted her, and she ate her with her dad. Yeah. So you see what I mean by, like, sometimes it's not even you. You're, like, overpowered by somebody else. Yo, the records are crazy. If you think that we're living in crazy times now, bro, things happened in the past, man. That was probably the craziest record that I've probably read so far. But it was just like, so that's why your relationship with her has, like, this, you know, I'm just like, well, you know, so it can be, it's something that has to be a focus, because you never know where it stemmed from. You just never know. And at the end of the day, if you want to use your solar plexus, like, in a really, you wanted to have it in a good place, you want to be clear, concise, especially leaving Leo season in, like, a very powerful, just place, you 100% need to do past life work. You need to heal yourself. You need to understand yourself. You need to understand your past. And you're going to see how within the next upcoming weeks, because of these retrogrades, and Jupiter specifically being in Capricorn, yes, he's doing a lot of things to the government, because Capricorn also rules the government, but there's still a lot of things that are hidden. There's still a lot of things that people don't know. And this restructuring that's happening to the root chakra, and if you have noticed it, it's happening to everybody. Everybody is going through this root chakra, like, this is why people are getting evicted. This is why people's bodies are being attacked with the coronavirus. Like, it's the physical form. Capricorn energy is about the physical body. All of the earth signs is about the physical body. So when you see a whole entire year dedicated to the attack of the physical, money, finances, the stock market went, like, freaking crashed, like, how many times this year? Everything is getting restructured, including that which is stuck in time with you. So you do need to come back and address that and heal that, because those traumas can be very, very hard to navigate through. But they really, once you heal them, you are 1,000% more powerful. 1,000%. It just brings you closer to your power. That solar plexus energy, okay, 1,000% more powerful. And with Jupiter being in Capricorn, it highlights the knowledge that you can receive from the restructuring of all of these root chakra energy, all of this information that's buried there, including your ancestors as well. Things that you need to heal, things that you need to understand or know. People are definitely going through it right now. 1,000%. Let me just read your messages real quick, because I know that you guys are posting. Do you know anything about the plants Herman's? Oh, wait. Okay. I just got one. No, I haven't. I don't know if I've seen that one. Hold on. Let me Google it. When it comes to, like, plants, I am better visually. Once I see it, I'm like, okay, I know what you're talking about. Oh, this is really pretty. Actually, my neighbor downstairs has these. That's so funny. My neighbor downstairs actually has these, because she grows it in the garden. So that's actually hilarious. They're really pretty though. They're really pretty. Wait, my moon is in Scorpio. What does that mean? Your moon, so the moon is actually in Scorpio right now. So when the moon is actually in your sign, you do see it's basically, how do I explain it? It depends on how it's aspected in your chart. I would look at, your transits specifically to see how, it's navigating through, but you're just basically, your emotions are highlighted. The same when like the sun is in your actual like sign, like that sign. Like if the sun is in Capricorn, then it's gonna highlight my sense of self. When the moon is moving through your, like every 2.5 days, the moon moves into a different sign. So it just highlights your emotions, and you're just like, you're in alignment with that. But then again, it depends on how it's aspected, because if you have a not so fun moon aspect, you can kind of go through some things. Moon in Scorpio for me tends to be a very deep time, because I have some very, very deep Scorpio placements, and they can be very, I feel like because the sun is a Leo, it helps shine a light on the Scorpio. Scorpio is the darkest sign in the zodiac. So when you have like the sun being a Leo, it's still shining a light where Scorpio wants to just go darker. And so it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. I do feel like, I mean, moon in Scorpio is also one of the most powerful moons to have, because they're intuitive as hell. My God. But yeah, that's a really long explanation. I could write a whole essay about moon in Scorpio. How can you find out your past life? What methods can you use? So past life work can be accessed in different ways, but the most common way is the Akashic Records, which is the Library of Souls. It is accessed through your crown chakra. And so when it comes to the Akashic Records, it can be, especially in these times, it can be kind of one of those quote unquote exclusive things. Granted, the Lords of the Records do not let just anybody up there. Like if you're not ready to receive the information from them, they don't let you up there. However, anyone can technically go up there. It's not, something that is restrictive or anything like that. The way it's currently done, even though there's so many different ways of getting up there, my sister can literally get high and go up in the records, which is something that if you get a book, they will tell you, you shouldn't drink, you couldn't do anything, you can't smoke, you can't do nothing. She literally gets high and she goes up to the records. And she's also has this really interesting gift. When she's high, she can also just look at you and see the past life that's affecting you as well. So it's actually interesting because, okay, I'll do a quick explanation. So the way the Akashic Records are presented right now, because white people kind of took over the market, I guess I can say, for the information that is communicated about the Akashic Records, they like to put a lot of rules and regulations and restrictions on it. So that's why they say don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. But the way traditionally that it has been done by tribes, by shamans, by all around the world, varies from music, from sounds. There at times there people just did drum circles to open the records, which is not, not difficult. But sometimes as a guide, you can really access it through there's some actual like deities and gods and goddesses that will give you access to the records. But they make it so restrictive. So if you read like a book on the Akashic Records, 1000% it's going to be hella restrictive, and it's going to tell you don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. Here's the prayer that you have to say, and that's how you reach the records, period. It is very simple. The way that I currently do it, I do it by the prayer, but I have also accessed it in different ways. I've accessed it in sound healing. I've accessed it in like music. I've accessed it in very different ways. I've also accessed it while I was drunk, and also, well, not drunk, but like I had alcohol in my system, and also while I was high as well. So there's different ways to access it, but the traditional way, the way that you will find in the books is, do the prayer and, pray to God, and do, X, Y, Z. I do it that way now just because that's the way I was taught by my, my mentor on it. because I did take a class on it, but I even spoke to him about it. I was like, you know, I've gotten downloads about opening the records in different ways, and I think that I've opened the records in XYZ because I've seen my past lives since I was little. So it's just they structure it. White people are really good at just putting things in boxes. Okay, just like museums. Think of a museum. They like to have the little description, the little, you know, the statues, whatever it is, and they like to be like, this is what this means, even though it can mean 8 million other things. But they like to put things in boxes. And you have to understand that when it comes to teachings from them as well, because the reason why it's restrictive is for a reason. Spirituality, a lot of the time, especially in ancient times, didn't have as much restriction. Yes, there were things that you needed to elevate to, but for the most part, if you wanted to learn something, it wasn't like, no, this is elite, you know, you have to be in the elite to do it. And they make it seem like the Lords of the Records just block off everybody from accessing it. However, I have seen some people get blocked off from accessing it because they just weren't ready to receive, or because they just had bad intentions. So yeah, I hope that explanation helped to any capacity. But yeah, it is basically to the Akashic records, which can be accessed in multiple ways. And what methods can you do? I personally do past life readings, and for other people. But you can also do the prayer yourself. It's just that you do need to know how to navigate your way through the records, because there's a lot. It's a library. I'm a big nerd, so I have a lot of fun up there. But if you go up there and you ask, hey, you know, like, hey, you might not know how to, like, address it, or, you know, navigate through it, or heal the thing, or what comes up, or how to understand different things. I've had different gods, angels, deities come down while I was in the records. And you have to know how to navigate through that. So there is kind of like this, okay, you should be at least taught how to navigate through this kind of thing. So it's something that you can access with a prayer. It's probably the simplest way, but at the same time, yeah. You should really look into past lives, because if you're not ready, it can bring back trauma. It does, 1000% trauma. I don't like listening to many other people, but you're one of the people I respect and I have listened to conceptually since you started your channel. I'm Path Life 33 and I'm meant to be a leader always and have been. Oh, I'm Path Life #1. But thank you so much for the love. Been healing lifetimes through my heart chakra too, Venus and Libra. It's through the heart. It's always through the heart, 1000%. Girl, that past life reading with you was a major key for me. Yeah, so you booked a past life reading with me, and that was definitely fun. That was I feel like a very productive hour, just straight through hour. That was amazing. Past life work and ancestor work is super underrated. Yes, because the love light community will have you think that that's all that we need, love and light. That's why. Invest in a piece of silver, a gold, and it will be worth a lot in the future. Paper dollar is diminishing. Listen, I just want, honestly, as much as I don't want to think that I own the earth, I do want to just move out of the country and buy land somewhere and go about my business. That's honestly what I personally want to do. What's in my heart, and what's in Bay's heart too, because we both want to leave the United States. I have so much shadow work, but I never feel like I get far. I just end up crying because I don't know why I'm crying. Heart chakra love. Heart chakra. And also, doing past life work also helps 10,000%, 100 million thousand percent with past life work, and with specific that with shadow work, because there's a lot of things. The reason why shadow work is what it is and why it's not love and light is because it's in the shadow. You don't fully understand all of it. You couldn't possibly understand everything. You just couldn't, unless you actually take the time to shine a light on it, like take a flashlight, like, okay, I need to address this about my life. I need to address this about, this is my goal. I'm trying to literally focus on why I keep having these repetitive love relationship cycles. Like, why is this a thing? Until you start kind of digging in deep in those areas, that's kind of when it still remains a mystery, because you have to be curious. You have to kind of search to find the answers that you need. 1000%. And that's why it's a library of souls. It's a library. You go to learn. You go to learn. How does one access the akashic records? So the akashic records, again, the ones that are kind of taught right now, is through a prayer. Really simple prayer. I can tell you, I can kind of share my experience of every time I open the records, what that feels like and what that looks like for me. But it is a very simple prayer, and you can literally either go into a meditation after it, or you can, I've seen people who just open the records and just ask questions in their head, have their notebook, and start literally just writing down everything. I like to be visual, you know, because I like to see things. So I just literally go into a meditation. Unless I'm opening it for somebody else, then I will still see those visions. But when I'm doing it for myself, or when I'm doing some research or something like that, I will just be in the bed like, and I'm just up there. So there's different ways to experience the akashic records, but it's through a prayer. Unless you wanted to, you know, meet up somewhere and do a drum circle or something. My moon is in Virgo and my sun is in Pisces. How are you kind of going through Leo season? Because those two right there don't like to really be in the sun too much. That placement, that don't like to be in the sun too much. So I need to know more about your chart before I can even comment on that one. Lilith and Scorpio. My Lilith is also in Scorpio. You already know, boo. You already know. They try to limit how you connect. They really do try to limit how you connect with the information, and how you can experience the information. And it really goes to show when you can access the records without even knowing how to access the records. And that's happened to me. Like when I was little, I used to dream about it all the time. 12 house placements will do that to you. But I used to dream about my past lives all the time. I used to remember a lot of things from my past lives. I've opened my past lives during sound healing sessions. And I've seen, literally about a week and a half before I got my first past life reading, I got a sound healing with actually my Reiki master, who just finished training me. And I saw the entire thing. And then when I got my reading with him, he literally reiterated everything that I saw, and I was like, you know what I mean? I just saw this. And you know, it just, that's when the thing connected, because I was like, oh, well, that makes so much sense now. And that's usually how it is when the records, you end up just coming back to the sense of it all. You know what's been coming up is whitewashing the traditions, like white Oshun statues and metaphysical stories and decks, white Yamaya, like we've been trying to commodify our healing. They do. They have definitely, I mean to them, Jesus is still white. But so it's a 100%. 100%. They always will try to whitewash. Especially, I feel like now they're gonna take it upon themselves. And I feel like the reason why it was happening a lot in the past is also because the people in the companies that make a lot of the statues and the botanicas and stuff, and like the metaphysical stores, a lot of those people, a lot of those companies are owned by Latinx people. And if you know about Latinx history, you 100% know that they beat those traditions into the history. So when I see a botanica or a company that has like these white statues and stuff like that, it shows the pain and that trauma of not even acknowledging that these statues don't look like, that's not what they're supposed to look like. But they make it look like that because there's so much shame in being any other color that is just in their past. And this is why ancestor work is so important, especially in the Latinx community, 1000%. And it's something that I have to have had to go in and heal with my ancestors as well, especially the ones that are currently passing still. 1000%, because that shit, I'm Dominican, it's very deep in there. It's very deep in the roots of how we navigate, why your hair needs to be straight, why XYZ. Like, it's not cute, it's bad, it's really bad. And when you have these shop owners that have these stores and they sell these products, they think it's fine, because at the end of the day, spirit is still going to be present. If something is like named to be them, like, hey, this is my representation for this spirit, this is my representation for, this is what I'm going to use to call on them, they're going to come and connect with that, because that's what they do. They come where their energy is called to, no matter what color the statue is. I just want to make that clear. So, because at the end of the day, somebody will still need to work with them, and they understand that expanding, the way their energy gets expanded, even if things and statues and stuff like that get sold, somebody needs to connect with them. And that's the important part. It's not the statue itself. The statue ends up just being a visualization for a lot of people who need to have that. But you don't need that to connect with them. You just don't. So when you have like these whitewashing like statues and stuff like that, it's sad. If you really look at the root of it, it's super sad, and it's built in on it's just built on racism. It's built on hating your skin color. It's built on hating your ancestors. It's built on ignoring your ancestors too. There's so many Dominicans that will tell you, I'm not black, I'm not African, I have no African blood on me. And I'll just look at them like, you know, that fro don't come from where you think it does. But okay. So you have to understand that. You really have to. Because my moon is in Gemini, I will always be able to see things in two sides, not just one. I'm never going to be like, oh, this, like, Kanye is probably one of the biggest examples of this, because he makes good points. Sometimes he's a Gemini, granted, but then other times he's a hot mess. You have to separate the thing, because there's a message in everything, and it's embedded in the history. So we can get mad at the fact that there's still, you know, white statues in the Botanica, 1000%, but that's not going to change until the people that are in charge of those companies pass their business over to someone who actually says, oh, let's actually represent these spirits as the way that they should be. And that might not come for a while, because there's just a lot of self-hate in the Latinx community. So I cannot stress that enough. Like, if you want to see change, especially in those small spaces, because it's not government wise, you can't just go outside your Botanica and start, you know, boycotting the Botanica, because they're going to be like, well, we just buy it from XYZ, and XYZ is not going to care, because they're still getting orders from those Botanicas. They're still making their money. Somebody will have to come around and change that, unless somebody wants to start their own statue business where they make statues that actually represent, you know, the spirits themselves. And that's actually a good idea for somebody up there. Y'all know I'm a Capricorn. I've been this close to putting up business consultations on my website, because I'm telling y'all, I can come up with an idea like this. Like, if you tell me, oh, Abby, I'm gonna do that, I'm be like, oh, so you can do this, you can do that, you can do this and that and this and that and that. So I'm like this close to starting some shit, because at the end of the day, in my heart, I'm like, okay, what's the problem? I think about it like as if you're coming to me with a problem, and I'm like, okay, well, how do we solve the problem? I'm not just looking at the complaint. I'm not just sitting here and be like, okay, yeah, there's whitewashing in the statues. Yes, there is. I completely 100% agree with you. But how does it get fixed, though? What can we do to fix that? How does that change? What can we do? And so my whole thing goes, well, obviously, the root of the problem is these businesses that are selling it. So somebody should just create a whole, you know? Whoever needed to hear that, go make yourself a company. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, what else you guys wrote? You guys wrote a lot of things. highly intuitive. I dated a Scorpio moon. He would always have dreams of me and would read me to the fill. However, I would do some shady, whenever I would do some shady stuff. My best friend is a Scorpio moon too. I love you guys. I love, like, Scorpio is literally one of my favorite signs. I've said this many times. I'm a little biased because I just think they're honestly just one of the coolest signs, especially when they're healthy. There are toxic Scorpios out there that never want to change, and that's, you know, to their fixed nature. But Scorpios are just such a deep and powerful sign, and they bring death and transformation to anybody that they cross with. So even if you don't want to change when you meet a Scorpio, you are forced to 100%, because they will spit the truth at you, because that's what they do best. They search for the truth and they will throw it in your face. They'll be like, but why didn't you just do this stuff? Like, but what, you didn't understand that this is what that meant, and you're like deep thinking, like, oh my God, why didn't I see this? Like, I love Scorpios. Love Scorpios. I am trying, hold on. I am trying to connect with my Celtic ancestors. Do you have advice? I have an altar for myself and my ancestors, but I don't have ancestor money. Do I need that, or am I still able to get energy for myself? So when it comes to ancestor work specifically, you don't really need to buy a lot of things. Like, ancestor money helps a lot when it comes to healing trauma in a very quick way. And the reason why I say this is because ancestor money is powerful, because when you're holding ancestor money, do I have some over here? No, I don't. When you're holding ancestor money in your hand, before you even do a ritual with it, you have to understand its value. That's 100% one of the biggest things with ancestor money. You have to hold it, and you have to see that if it says like $1 trillion on the paper, you have to be like, oh my God, this is $1 trillion that I'm holding on here. In my hands lies $1 trillion that I'm sending over, or $1 trillion of energy, or whatever, however you want to translate it to yourself. I'm sending that energy over to my ancestors. How do I want this energy to translate? Because remember, money is power, but it's also energy. This is why Venus energy can be a blockage, or, you know, it can be a positive thing. I told you guys that story about my Venus being wounded in this lifetime for a reason. Y'all take what y'all need from this. That Venus, that love, that pleasure, that power, that money energy that you get when you're doing ancestor work, you're sending that to them, and you're saying, here, I am this. I would literally write on my ancestor money, this is for this trauma, or like, let's say my ancestor, like I was healing a specific trauma or a specific ancestor, or I was just sending that support, that energy, that healing, that love to that ancestor. I would write it on there, and then I would burn it in their name, and boop, that energy goes out. But you have to understand the value of it, because when you understand the value, it translates to them. It's an important, like, ritual for them in that way. So when it comes to ancestor work itself, you don't necessarily need to do all of that. But when you start getting into the way you want to address it, the way you want to heal different trauma, you will find that ancestor money makes things a little bit easy, depending on what it is that you're trying to heal. There's a lot of ancestor work that you can heal through meditation, 1000%. But ancestor money, it just works, man. I don't know how to explain it, but it just works. And it's 100% comes back to understanding the value of doing that work, because it's part of just ancestor work, and it's something that we have connected into healing with them and sending that vibration to them. So it's something that's very powerful to do. So you can do that, or you can just literally strictly, I would first start off with just meditations, just ancestor meditations, just so I can talk to them and understand what is going on, what do I need to heal. Working with your ancestor altar every day, making sure that your altar is clean, making sure that you're doing daily offerings, and that you're asking for guidance. That's one of the big things. When you're opening up the door for them to partake in your life, that's when you see things start kind of shifting and moving around. I feel loved. I can't with you. Damn, I'm calling all my power back from all my lineage, so nobody better try me or come for me. That's how I feel. I'm armed and protected, and my ancestors ain't playing with nobody. I mean, listen, that needs to just, I shade to that. Or should I just focus on sun gazing so I can heal my soul and not work with my ancestors? So you should be doing both, boo. Always do ancestor work. Always do ancestor work. Do not push away ancestor work. When you push ancestor work away, you will find that like you'll start feeling a little bit okay, but then everything else in your life is still not right. So do both. Do you have any advice for someone trying to start ancestor work? I got ancestor work videos, boo, on my channel, so you don't have to look for it in the search in the search thing in my videos. But I have a ton of ancestor work videos. A lot of people follow me on here as well because of my ancestor videos. I'm still gonna be posting ancestor videos. I still have to do that guided meditation on ancestor work for you guys. I swear I'm gonna do it. I swear I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to do it this week. But this week it's hard because this week is the week that I have to do the weekly chakra healing videos, and I'm about to upload the workshop for the Patreons. I'm doing a lot of Patreon work this week as well, so I'm gonna see if I can find the time to do the guided meditation for you guys. That's in my heart too. I know living off the land with my love is destiny. Big Yamaya energy. I know that is my future too. Just healing myself, the land. I also started Reiki training. Good. Definitely wish you the best with the Reiki training, and 1000% wish y'all all the ability to live a way better life than we are currently in. Because listen, oh, we have a super chat for a question. So wait, which deck you want to use? Oh, Archangel Michael. I feel like this is one of you guys' favorite decks because I literally pulled it out last week and everybody was just asking me questions on here. So let's see, what is your question? I've been feeling a little lost since Leo season started. I want to know if I'm on the right path. Okay. Ooh! So you actually got four cards and just literally just decided to like ta-da all over my face. Bottom of the deck is God is in charge. Okay. Are you on the right path? So 4 cards. First one is new beginnings and a fresh start. The prayer that comes with this is, thank you for bringing new opportunities and offering support and for helping me release and heal my past. Fill me with trust as I experience these life changes. Okay? Your children are watched over by angels. The prayer goes, the guardian angels of my children, born and unborn. Thank you for watching over my children and ensuring their happiness and safety. Please guide me so that I know the best way to be a good parent and role model for my own and other people's children. So that's just one. The next one is write about your thoughts and feelings. And the prayer goes, thank you for helping me tap into my God-given creativity and wisdom so I can clearly express myself and glean insight and blessings and healing. And the last one goes, guarded and protected. And the prayer goes, thank you for protecting my loved ones and me, ensuring that we're safe and that all of our needs are met. I now accept your help gratefully and gracefully, knowing that it's right for me and all others to accept heavenly assistance. Okay? All right, so first of all, you shouldn't, I honestly feel like you probably, you know how I was telling you guys, everybody do a spiritual bath like once a week for all of like Cancer season. You should probably extend it for Leo season. And the reason why I say that is because self-care plays a really big role into the energy itself when it comes to Leo energy, because Leo energy brings the energy of me, I. How do I feel about me? How is my ego? How am I popping? Like, am I good? Like, how do I feel about my body? Have I been eating right? Do I feel like I look good? Do I feel like I am good? Do I feel like what am I feeling? That's the ego. It 100% connects to the ego. I feel like Archangel Michael 100% wants you to know that you're transitioning into a new energy, and that might not be necessarily, you know, the funnest thing, especially when you were already accustomed to something. Because Cancer season felt like it lasted like 3 months, to be quite honestly. But right now, you're going through like a new, fresh burst of energy, fresh start, clean slate. And when the slate is clean, you can feel a little like lost. You can feel a little confused. You can feel a little bit even ungrounded, you could just feel like, oh, this is different. But the reason why you're in this space now, why you need to feel a little bit like uncomfortable, is so you can do something about it. Because that's what Leo energy, your solar plexus, is about. It's about action. So what do you do with this new burst of energy, with this new basically journey that you can go into, with this kind of clean slate? What do you do with that? You're getting like the energy that whatever it is that you decide to do, you are going to be protected, you are watched over, you're good, you're fine. So you shouldn't feel like something is wrong just because the energy is not the way that you have been accustomed or calibrated to. Calibrated is probably the best word to use, because once you are calibrated or just used to something being a certain way, the second it changes, you're like, oh, I don't know if I like that. I'm still kind of, like, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I so now once you're going through this phase of like, oh wait, this is new. I've been doing a lot of work, but this is definitely new. Leo just comes in storming. It doesn't like try to kind of go through the emotional process as Cancer does. It is very self-centered energy, because you are your own sun. You are the thing that shines. And how will you shine now? Okay? How will you shine? Because this is a new season. It's a new time for you. It's a new start for you. How will you shine? You are getting told that you need to write about your thoughts and feelings. You need to express yourself. You need to talk to yourself, especially during Leo season, because you need to be in alignment with who you actually are, especially during Leo season, because it's all about ego. You have to be like, oh yeah, this is who I am. This is exactly what it is. This, like, this is it. I'm vibing with this. This is exactly what this means. You have to be in alignment with your own truth, your own path. And I feel like right now you need to write it all down. Write how you feel, what you think is connected to, what's triggering it, why you feel like you are in this kind of weird space. Because really, what Spirit is really saying here is like, hey, especially because the children card came up, listen, children doesn't always mean your children, because children also mean new beginnings and new births of something. And when you see this children energy come up, especially because your inner child is connected to your ego, which is Leo energy, you have to remember that at your most sensitive, you are still protected, you're still being guided to move forward. And to connect with that energy, with that newness, with that gentleness, with that breath of fresh air. That's energy. Is really important for you to say, okay, why do I feel so sensitive? Do you feel like a child? Do you feel as sensitive as you would? Like, do you feel like you need that mother energy? Because that's what Cancer does. It is that mother energy. And we move from Gemini, which is the children of the zodiac, straight to Cancer, which is the mother of the zodiac, back to Leo, which is just like, I'm out here and I'm popping. But it's your ego on blast. It's your sensitivities on blast. It is that inner child on blast. So what is it that you need to process? What is it about your thoughts, your emotions, that you need to process to move forward? Okay? That's where you're at. That's what Spirit wants me to tell you. And at the end of the day, I mean, bottom of the deck, God is in charge. So regardless of what you think is going on, you're still protected. You're still being guided. Your ancestors are like, they're there. Okay? It's just that right when you have this new beginning kind of stage, things kind of feel weird. It's almost like kind of getting a job, and you just got a job, and it's a new place. You have to get used to the break room. You have to get used to the lockers. You gotta get to know the managers. Like, you feel a little bit like, okay, I'll say hi, but it's a new energy, and it might not feel the best because it's not what you're used to. And you will become used to the energy, of course, but you do have to process the newness of it. So I hope that makes sense. If anybody has any more the questions, just put it in the super chat so I can pull your cards, because in a few minutes I'm going to start reading for the collective for this week. So definitely put it in the comments. hold on, I'm still reading. There's like a ton of comments in here. It's hard to have love for myself when I have hate for my ancestors. How do you accept that? I know that everyone's job is to accept, but I don't know what to do or how to accept that. So, hating your ancestors, that's probably like I could do a whole video on that. But I did tell the story in the past weekly healing circle, if you guys recall, about my ancestor that happens to be a British officer, who he raped one of my other ancestors, which kind of continued the lineage of, you know, where I am, you know, now. And so my connection with this ancestor is it was very interesting, because when I first was trying to heal that trauma, it came up as something that I didn't even know it was him. It was almost very hidden. It was he didn't even want to partake. He in the presence of all my other ancestors, he feels very out of place. At that time, he felt very out of place. He felt very it's almost like being in a crowd where people just don't like you, kind of thing. And so when I went in and I healed that specific ancestor trauma, he was so ashamed. When I called out, I was like, where is this energy coming from? I literally did an ancestor meditation. I was like, where does it come from? Show me who. Where does this originate? I need to know. And then they showed me, and it went straight. He was highlighted. I walked to him and I was like, oh, okay. So the first thing that I did, that I had to realize, because the whole time he wasn't even trying to talk. His head was just down, like he was very ashamed. And the first thing that I did was that I told him that I forgive him. And that can be a hard thing to process when it comes to forgiving, like any type of slavery stuff, and just any of that, especially with the crimes that were committed to my ancestors, like any of that. The majority of my ancestors come from West Africa, so any of that. But the first thing I did was I said, I forgive you. And the reason why I did that, and I said that in that past video, is because I will not allow myself to carry hate in my heart, especially within my own family line. Because if I have a child, which I will eventually, then I'm just giving my child that issue to then have to decide whether or not they want to heal that. I'd rather have a healed lineage than have beef with ancestors that I didn't agree with for whatever reason. Now, again, you can choose to do that if you want to. I am not saying that if you want to literally sit there and hate your ancestor for what they did and what they did, at the end of the day, that hate, that dislike, that stays in your family line. That becomes more ancestor trauma, because you are passing that down. Not only did you discover where the trauma began, but now you're adding an energy of, I don't want to see you, I don't want your energy, like all of this stuff. And I was just like, yeah, I can't do that. If I don't forgive him, it's just going to hinder not only me, but the whole entire family. It's just gonna make everything worse at some point. And I know that there are things in life that are done that can seem very, very, very unforgivable. And some things can be, depending on who you are and what you're doing, can be. But in that moment, I was like, no, I forgive you. I'm not excusing what you did, but I forgive you, because I'm not going to sit here and take on this energy, take on the pain, take on any of that. I'm just not going to do that. That is not my burden to bear. I don't need to be sitting here playing judge, jury, and executioner. This shit already happened. There's so many ancestors that came out from this situation. I'm not gonna sit here and then be stuck in this mentality from ages ago. There's no point, no purpose for me to sit here in hate and say, no, what you did was bad, I'm gonna still hold you accountable in this lifetime, which you can no longer do anything about besides sit and stand in shame. So I forgave my ancestors, and I do feel like if you are someone who is a white person who is doing ancestor work, First of all, thank you, because listen, y'all need to be doing it more often. But it is also something that you have to address with them. You have to find your understanding, find your ground, but also find peace. There is no peace in hate and you know, boundaries with your own ancestors. There's just no peace there. You have to find peace, because peace is the most healing and pure thing that we can achieve. And I've said this for years. The one thing I want in life is peace. Not money, not love, not anything else, but peace. Because if I have peace, I have all of that. I have peace with money, I have peace with love. Everything is great. Like, I just have peace. And at the end of the day, I can't have peace if I still have shit haunting me from, like, my ancestors in the past. No. First of all, as a Latina, as a person who literally grew up in a family that's been through so much racial shit, if I do not take it upon myself to start healing my own family line, it's just gonna get passed off. So I'm just not doing it. And if I can do that, then every white person should be able to do that. Even though it should be harder for you guys, because listen, y'all ancestors started a lot of shit. But you still have to go through the same process. You still have to do the work. And a lot of the time, and I keep saying this, there's a lot of white people that are coming into consciousness, that they are meant to come into consciousness to heal a lot of this ancestor work and ancestor trauma. And listen, you're gonna get pushed into that corner, because a lot of the time what happens is that we all collectively start looking at each other's cultures, at each other's practices, and why we're practicing the things that we're practicing. And if you look at everybody else and what they're doing, we're like ancestor work, all this stuff, you're like, oh man, is this a thing that I should be doing? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We're collectively, actively healing our ancestor line, and you need to take that on as well. So 1,000%. 1,000% work with your ancestors. Even if you dislike them, that doesn't mean that they cannot work for you. If anything, they must prove that they are still there to work with you in this lifetime the way it looks like today. And they need to accept that as well, because they decided to continue to be someone who guides you. So take that on. How do you feel about marijuana? Do you partake in it, or have you ever take a break from it? It has been giving me paranoia lately. That might be because of the type of marijuana that you're having. I don't use marijuana all the time. I'm not addicted to anything. I've trained myself to have self-control, Capricorn style. But I have weed here and there. Sometimes for spiritual reasons, sometimes for recreational reasons. Most times recreationally turns into spiritual reasons, because I'll end up doing readings or something while I'm high. But I'm not at all against it. My ancestors use it to get information from the divine, and for many plethora of things. I'm not going to sit here and condemn weed because people want to condemn it. There's literally, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this about my mom. She is like, has been getting into CBD and stuff like that, and she loves herbs. She works with herbs all the time. She's an herbalist on her own right, and but she's Christian. So my sister has been trying to convince her to eat an edible. And she's like, okay, I'll try it, but I just don't want to smoke it. And she's like, why don't you want to smoke it? It's the same herb. And she's like, because it's bad. You're not supposed to be using it. It's not good. All these things. There's a stigma against medicinal herbs, just anything, when it comes to understanding and connecting to it on a spiritual level, understanding the positive aspects of them. So I'm not going to sit here and knock weed for the amazing things that it does to your body, to your consciousness, to your mind, to your sleep. Yes, there's people addicted to it. Calling all of you Pisces out there and all you Pisces placement people out there. So yes, you can get addicted to it, because if you misuse it and if you overuse it, like Pisces energy does, because substances are ruled in the 12th house, which is ruled by Pisces, which is also ruled by Neptune energy. So if you find yourself addicted to a drug or anything like that, you gotta check your Pisces placements and you gotta get that in check, boo. Okay? But I do not feel like it's a bad thing at all. Not, nope. You just have to have self-control. The point of this life is to have self-mastery and peace. But self-mastery, you must have self-control. Okay? And you have that by being able to tell yourself yes, no. Like this is the limit. This is where I am stopping that. Hold on. I'm still reading you guys so many comments, but hold on. Oh, you are welcome, my love. I'm glad it helped you. I've really been disconnected lately, and I've stated earlier, I'm a Virgo. I haven't meditated in months, and due to a major change in my life, as I have a 4-month-old child. Any advice could you give to crawl before I have to go? I didn't understand the second thing you said, but you are a Virgo, so your mind is a very important aspect of who you are. So meditation is a very important aspect of who you are. Connecting with your spirit guides is a very important aspect of who you are. Hermiting is a very important aspect of who you are, because you get a lot of information when you go away and have your moments. So whenever you find peace or alone time, you need to make it about you, and you also need to create that time. So if you need to wake up 30 minutes earlier just so you can go outside, take a walk, or go to the park, meditate, or just do something for you, you can meditate in the shower. I have a whole shower spiritual practice. Every time I take a shower, I have a whole spiritual practice for my shower. And I be in there, I be in there for like 15 minutes to a whole hour, depending if I'm doing my hair or not. But you have to, especially during Leo season, you have to learn how to take time for you. Once Virgo season comes, you can go ahead and give your service to the world, because that's what Virgo does 100%. But you do have to learn how to take that back, because if you're not okay, you can never give to anybody, anything, any being, if you have not given to yourself first. So you do have to serve yourself first, just like you eat first before you're supposed to put on the mask first on the airplane before you put it on anybody else. Okay? I forgive you goes a long way. I forgive you goes a ton of a way. Y'all have no idea. Forgiveness is one of those things that is crucial to spiritual work, ancestor work, healing work, because you have to forgive yourself. You have to forgive your past. You have to forgive other people. You have to let go. Letting go is crucial. Oh, we have another reading. Okay, Lana, I have this idea I've been playing around with, and I want to make it grow, but I've been feeling a bit defeated and insecure. Should I just go for it? Wait, which deck do you want me to use? Hold on, let me see if you put it in the comments. You didn't put a deck, so put the deck so I can pick the deck. I'll go over it again. So the Archangel, Butterfly, Oracle cards for life changes. Archangel Michael for healing, Romance Angels, I don't think you need that right now. Flower therapy cards, Flowers from the Dead. That was all of them actually, yeah. So let me know in the comments so I can pull the card for you, or else I'm gonna intuitively pick it for you. So let me know. While you do that, let me just read some of the other ones in here. I'm struggling to forgive my father who passed away, and I am also struggling to forgive myself for not being with him. That sounds like a conundrum, and you see how it's kind of like a loop. The infinity symbol is such a powerful symbol to me. I was born in the 8th, and I always flip it sideways because it's just a super powerful symbol to me, because it's just like, you see how I didn't forgive him, and I also didn't forgive myself because I did, and it just keeps coming back and back and back and back and back. Ancestor work, my love. Ancestor work and forgiveness. But also, you should, while you're doing this, also light a candle for yourself. Especially now, you light a candle for yourself on an emotional level. Okay, just a peace candle, or just a forgiveness candle, just a white candle. Light it for yourself. Put it in your ancestor altar, and do that ancestor meditation so you can actually go and talk to your father as well. Okay, I think you put the card Archangel Michael. Okay. Tell you, everybody loves this damn deck. I feel like there's so much bias with Archangel Michael because he's like everybody's favorite angel. I mean, he's one of my favorite angels too, but like I have a bias towards Archangel Gabriel because he comes hard for me, guys. He really does. He just does. He's just such a bomb angel. But I love Archangel Michael is just amazing. He's just amazing because he's just always like, let's go, what's up, what's happening? It's like, you know, like he shows up. He really shows up. So he is one of my favorites as well. But I do feel like everybody just loves Archangel Michael. Okay. So, Lana. Hold on. I want to pull 2 cards for you. So give me a second. Okay. Listen. You're going to laugh when I show you this, but let's do this. So the first card you got was innocence. Innocence. This is really important during Leo season because innocence. Okay. And the prayer goes, Dear God and angels, thank you for helping me see that all of your qualities of pure love and light are reflected within me and all others. Help me to embrace my God-given innocence so that I may be at peace. Okay, and then you want to see the other one? Go forward fearlessly. And the prayer goes, thank you for walking with me every step of the way, for holding my hand, giving me confidence and courage, and guiding my thoughts and actions in the directions of love and my true life's purpose. Listen, okay. So first of all, I do feel like the innocence card, I feel like it's coming out. There is a sensitivity with, there's a huge sensitivity with doing what you're supposed to be doing, especially when it comes to ideas, especially when it comes to downloads. Listen, when I was getting my Reiki Masters training, that whole entire weekend, I was getting downloads to downloads to downloads about things that I had to do. Books that I have to write, okay, for y'all's. Books that I have to write, decks that I have to work on, okay? Because Spirit gave me literally visually, they gave me the artist for it. We're like in talks on making it. Like I got so many downloads. And you guys, if you guys remember last week, I told you guys I was doing a lot of root chakra work and I was literally restructuring my root chakra, my reality. Again, that goes back to astrologically all of the Capricorn energy that's there. I was just getting downloads of all of the things that I needed to do. And that comes from a place of sensitivity because you do have to be, you are at your most vulnerable when you are doing what you are supposed to be doing with your life. Because you have to take it upon yourself to say, this is me. This is what this is what I need to do. This is how this is going to connect with others. This is why the way this is happening is meaningful. This is how I don't fully understand how this will be impactful for everybody else, but I know that it will, and I have to move forward in whatever the way that is. Also understand with the innocence card, okay? And this comes from Gemini energy. Geminis are the messengers, right? So they're able to get messages from literally anywhere up the wazoo, from anywhere and anything. But what you will notice about Gemini energy is that when you get an idea, when you get a message, when you get a vision of something, and then you don't do anything with it, when you don't do anything with it, somebody else will get that idea. The message will be passed on to somebody else, somebody that will be open to doing something about that idea and bringing it to life. Because at the end of the day, the purpose is to bring these things to life. If you are given a download within your, okay, my cat just literally just threw her whole toy on the floor. When you are given a download, okay, and you are kind of being shown like, hey, you're supposed to do this. You can do this. We see you. We trust you with this idea. We're giving you this download. This is something that you should do. You should continue and move forward with. You remember what I said earlier about how I should do career consultations on my website? This is what I mean, because I get ideas of the wazoo for people. How to literally come together and put it in a packet where it makes sense what you're doing. Where you can say, oh, that's how I can do it. That's how I can benefit other people. That's how it affects everybody else. Because some people just have the idea, but they don't know how to translate that into connecting it to other people. But when you have the idea, you have to take the steps into moving forward with it. Like, I'm going to give you guys an example. My base dad, okay, grandpa, who we call Pinky's grandpa, he had an idea for Netflix like years, like 10 years before Netflix even launched. Okay, he had the whole entire idea for Netflix and he didn't do anything with it. And then who else got the idea? And now look at where Netflix is. If you don't do anything with the downloads that you receive, you will not prosper from them. You will not gain anything from them other than regret when you get to the point where you're like, wait, didn't I have that idea? Like, especially if you're the type of person that writes your ideas down. No, this is that Gemini energy. This is that Gemini energy. And this is why mutable signs are the way they are, because mutable signs are supposed to be changeable. That's the whole point. So when you have like Gemini energy and you get that message, Virgos take that idea and they're like, oh, I can turn this into something. I just got a verse of something. I can turn this into something beautiful and share it with other people. So you have to do something with it or it will not be yours, especially within your innocence, within your sensitivity, within that kind of space where you're just like, I don't know. It's almost like giving a kid the world. It's like, hey, you can do so much with this. But are you going to move forward with it? Because you got the idea. There's a reason why you got the idea. Because you need to do something with it. So you have to move forward on it. 1,000%. 1,000%. There's every time I've ever gotten an idea for something, and even if I've passed on it in my head or I said it out loud, I would always hope and intend that somebody else takes that idea and does something with it, so that it can come into fruition in life. And I've seen a lot of those ideas come to life over the years, and I'm like, oh my God, I had that idea years ago, and look, boom, somebody did something with it. That's so amazing. But it is something that you can become like emotionally harming to you if you really were supposed to be doing that and you didn't do it, and you're just like midlife crisis, like, I had time, I could have invested money in this, why didn't I do it? Don't do it to yourself. Do the thing. Allow yourself to move forward knowing that you're being guided in this direction. It's not for nothing. And you see how the bottom of the deck is decide to be happy now? Like, you really do have to take it upon yourself to be direct. And again, it goes back to that solar plexus energy right here. Solar plexus energy. This is the action energy. This is how you move forward. This is how do you direct your life. So move forward. That's it. 100%. Spirit is saying, hey, you need to decide, but we already told you what you need to do. So, I mean, Archangel Michael's like, why are you asking me? You got the idea. You know what I mean? Like, you got the idea. Okay, so I'm going to take one more question and then we're going to do the collective reading. So if anybody wants to wants me to do a reading for them, just do it in super chat of like $5 or more or whatever. And then I will pull a card for you, but also pick which deck you want. So either the butterfly, life changes, Archangel Raphael, sorry. Archangel Michael, flowers from the dead, romance angels, and flower therapy. Oracle cards. So let me know in the comments. I'll give you guys a minute and then I'm just gonna read your messages. Hold on. Smoking and ingesting through foods, I realize it has different effects. It does. I'll tell you, especially when I did shrooms. Woo! That was a different experience. Weed can heal your sacred geometry. It comes from the earth. It does. Weed is also ruled by Saturn, so it's really good at healing time. And that's why it's actually really good to like meditate with it as well. So, yeah. I had a dream that one of my ancestors, which was a man, but he was holding hands with my other family, and when they grabbed my hand, they told me that we come from Sierra Leone. Then I cried. Oh, that's beautiful. That's so beautiful. This part, I'm a Virgo mood. Oh, thank you so much. Become 1000%. I hope you guys grow in there too. Oh, shrooms. Yo, shrooms? Yo, shrooms. I mean, y'all saw my shroom video. I was telling my Reiki master recently one of the experiences that I had with a legua in my like just using shrooms. He actually showed me what his symbol is supposed to look like, and I thought it was so interesting because the downloads I was getting from a legua was just like it was, and I was like, what? So one of the things he told me, and this is gonna be controversial because you know there's gonna be people that are gonna be like, but you don't have the crown and he's not the crown. That's not how I talk to spirit. They don't want me to get initiated, so don't come for me. But one of the things that Legua taught me is that, and told me during that when I was taking shrooms, because I asked him to guide me through the process, which is a very powerful thing to do, knowing in Legua and you know Legua's energy. But he told me his symbol doesn't look like this. Okay, and he told me it actually looks like this. And he told me first and foremost, these are 4 points. That's not his number. His number is 3. So his symbol looks like this. And the reason why it looks like this is because he said that you have a choice. You come up on this midway point where you're asking to work with a legua. You come up to this midway point here, and you can either decide to walk back where you came from or choose a different direction and be guided into a different direction, which can go in 2 different ways. And my mind was like, yo, my mind, I was like, yo, that is crazy. Especially if you know what they teach you about a legua and like how to work with them and all these things and all, especially in like the United States, working with a legua in like the crossroads and stuff like that. He actually told me, he's like, I'm not at these crossroads. That's not where I'm at. I'm at the points that look like this. And I was like, what? Like my mind, and plus being high during that time, like actually having the mushrooms, I was just like, and the colors and everything, and I was just, and the colors are literally red and like red and black, and you just see everything like symbology matters so much. Oh, we got a question. Okay. How should I move to the next chapter in my life career? I'm having trouble wanting to have my cake and eat it too. You pick the deck. Okay, so we're going to do the life changes one. We're going to do life changes, boo. Because that's what the butterfly deck is about anyway. So how should Michaela move to the next chapter of her life and career? How should... Ooh. Okay, so we got 2 cards. Ooh, okay. Ooh, damn. So the first card that came out was finances. The next one that came out is grief work, boo. Ooh, okay. Well, first of all, I think that you need to do some analyzation, especially in your ancestors when it comes to finances and any trauma that you're having with finances. And this goes hand in hand with debts. This goes hand in hand with any bills, anything that you're like struggling to pay, any type of financial issues that you're having. You need to dispel and remove any type of negative energy towards money and finances. And that includes your connection to what it is that you're supposed to be doing to actually make money, how you make your finances. And the reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of the time we get comfortable where we're at and like trying to remove ourselves from any type of, any type of like job that we're just like, oh, I know the people. I mean, my boss kind of sucks, but you know, I come in at this time, I get to go home, all this stuff. And it just becomes a routine, but it's not really what you're supposed to be doing, what you're meant to be doing. It is absolutely important for you to completely reevaluate how you make your money. How you make your money. Because if there's pain attached to the way you're making money, you're going to carry that over, and that's not going to have a good effect on you. It's not going to really evolve your spirit, your being. You're not going to find peace in that. You have to, at all times, search for peace in your decisions. Is this job going to bring me peace? Am I going to be in a good place? Can I be flexible? Can I do other things that I love? Is it closer to home? How early do I have to wake up? The things that bring you pain surrounding your finances are really important. Because, for example, I'm not a morning person. I am a night person. So when I am kind of forced to go to work early, I am super irritated because I'm not as productive as I would want to be. I should be in bed. I like letting my body wake up whenever the hell it wants to. That's just more natural for me. But because we have this kind of stuff in a routine, we do have to think about that. Especially with how we make our finances. So one of the things I did is I changed my availability, and I also minus some of the days that I was working, especially because I have to focus more on here. And if you guys notice, I've been done popping videos for y'all. Like for the past 2 weeks, I just been like da with videos for you guys. And I'm just doing some work on the Patreon. And it's gonna get crazier because I'm literally about to do the workshop and everything. It's gonna get crazier. But I've had to do that because I'm like, I'm not happy here, but I'm doing what I love and what I need to be doing here. So I need to put more time here. And you have to analyze that, because where you find discontent connected to your finances, you're going to find a lot of just complacent energy and like stuck energy. And you're also going to find sadness and pain and not enjoying life, not being happy, not being at peace. So you have to think about, if you're at the point where you're like, do I need to move into my next chapter career? If you're even thinking about the question, you already know what the answer is, because you're thinking about it, you're contemplating it. And if you're thinking of, especially right now with all these damn retrogrades in Capricorn, in career and finance, like, come on now. If you're already thinking about it, you're either, the universe basically, when you have these moments of downloads where you're sitting with yourself and you're like, oh, I thought about this. If you don't do anything with that, what ends up happening is that it gets taken away from you later. Like the universe was like, well, we gave you a choice when you were thinking about it. That's why you got that download. And you didn't do anything. So now we have to show you that this is not supposed to be you right now. So you got to go do this now. You actually, they put you in the position where you actually got to, it's like throwing you in the fire. Like, okay, you weren't fired up before, but you hella gonna be now, because now you have to react. Now you have to say something. You have to do something. You have to, it's almost like a survival of the fittest type thing. You have to get pushed into survival mode to do what's right for you. And it's either you have the choice of just processing that now in peace and like, oh, should I be doing something? Let me see if I can try to shift this a little bit. Maybe I should be calling this into my life. And actually doing it before the storm fully comes and then just wipes that out completely for your life. Because that is happening, especially if you're carrying this in connection to your finances. Any type of, again, remember how I started? We started this live. I told you guys the story of my Venus, my wounding, my Venus energy, and how that affected my finances, my success, my love life, and how I've had to heal all that. There's grief and pain attached to that for you, and you need to reevaluate and change that, okay? 1000%. And that is your reading for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling cards for you guys, for the collective, to see what's going on this week. I got like a million decks in on my table. Said you're a Gemini moon, you're initiated, period. No, but let me tell you, I literally went to a process like years ago where I was like, Spirit, I know that people are gonna come for me because they're gonna be like, why are you talking to XYZ spirit when you're not initiated? And I'm just like, can you just tell me if I'm supposed to be initiated? I literally was just like, I asked my ancestors, I asked spirit, I asked everybody. And they were like, no, we do not need you to be initiated. We all need access to you. You can't limit your crown to just one. That's not the way we want to work with you. Everybody needs to work with you. And I was just like, okay, cool. And then I waited a while, and then I was like, you know what, this keeps coming up. Should I just do it? So I asked in a reading, I asked in the akashic records, I asked everywhere, and the answer was no. I asked literally a ton of my spiritual leaders when I did some of my readings. It was just like, hey, this keeps coming up. Like, I keep getting it from other people. Like, it's always other people where they're like, are you initiated? Who's your crown? Who's this and that? And I'm just like, they just talk to me. I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but like, that's just how they communicate with me. I cannot help that they communicate with me. But I will tell you is that initiation, some people do need to be initiated because some people need those to follow those type of restrictions. What I got told in my past lives, multiple times, is that the reason why I can't be initiated is because technically I've been initiated so many times in the past, and I have been like a shaman, a high priestess, healer in so many different lifetimes that I don't need to do that because I have self-control. I have that connection to them where I'm just, and that's another reason why I have my Gemini moon, which is why I'm telling you, like, it's facts what you said, because I can get a message like this from spirit. And the akashic records, I call the orishas all the damn time, and again, that's something that some people would be like, what? No, what? That's impossible. This isn't that. It's 1000% possible. It's just that people like limiting a lot of things. And yes, I'm not trying to knock tradition. You guys know I'm a Capricorn. I understand tradition for what it is. I understand where the rules are in place, and I understand that people need them. And that at the end of the day, that's why I respect it. I understand that there are people that need to go through the procedure because they lack self-control. I do not lack self-control, so I do not need to be initiated. And that's what I keep getting told by spirit. So I gave up. I don't even ask anymore. I'm just like, okay, ja. Like, just ja. I'm just gonna work with you. I'm just gonna work with you and just keep it moving because that's what it is. That's hilarious. I'm literally staring at my Lego candle while watching this on my laptop. Yo, I'm telling you, that download blew my mind because I was like, yo, self-initiated, that is. I don't even consider myself self-initiated. I just talk to spirit. That's honestly the way that I function. Like, I ask and I receive. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. Wait, somebody said something else. Hold on. Just seeing 3-3 when this chat started, a leg will walk in front of me on the path of righteousness and self-love. Need the shrooms though. Start with some weed, maybe some dying. Oh my god. Okay, so we got another reading, and then we're gonna start on the collective reading. So I have been disconnected from my spiritual self, being a new parent. My energy has been off mentally, spiritually, and with my love life. You picked the deck. Wait, is that the one I just said? No. Oh no, that's the new one. Okay, I picked a deck for this. So I've been disconnected from my spiritual self and being a new parent. Ooh, which deck do I pick for this? I'm gonna go with Archangel Raphael for this, because Archangel Raphael, listen, let me tell you, I'm probably just gonna do a whole story time about like my experiences with the angels and how they've come to me multiple times. It's either Bae got here or somebody just got to the house, because Pink is barking. I think it's my roommate. Pink, relax. She's such a little tough guy. She's such a little tough guy, Libra. Okay, so let's see what you need. Ooh. Hold on. Ooh. This thing just slapped me in my chest. Recovery. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for holding my hand through my recovery upon the path of radiant health. Radiant health. Okay? Hold on. You also got massage, my love. I'm actually not surprised about that one. Archangel Raphael, for some reason, is really like on it about physical self-care. It's kind of like crazy. Okay. Okay, so we got the two other cards. So the first one was recovery and massage, which we're going to talk about. Then you got listen to your intuitive feelings and leave the stressful situation behind. So you got dear higher self, thank you for speaking loudly and clearly in peaceful ways that I easily understand. Archangel Raphael, thank you for guiding me to listen to my inner wisdom. And we have dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for giving me the courage and willingness to take good care of myself, including surrounding myself with healthy relationships and positive situations. So first and foremost, the first thing that got thrown in my face, in my chest, was recovery. And this tells me that you have to actively, mentally come back to a place of conscious choice, where you're actually saying, okay, I need to get back in my flow. I need to meditate like at least 5 minutes in the mornings. I need to do libation to my ancestors. I need to, I need to connect with spirit to some capacity. I need to go outside to the park. I need to go hug a tree. I need to just carry a crystal necklace. Yo, wearing a crystal necklace is one of the most healing things that you can do, because you will not understand how they're shifting your vibration, but they really are, and you can see the difference day to day as you go on and month to month, how things kind of change. But you're really in recovery mode. That's where you're at right now. You're in recovery mode. You are in a position where if you feel pain, that's because your body is trying to tell you what you need to address, where you need to address it, why you need to address it. If you feel like you're mentally clouded, it's because you need to give a little bit more focus to that area. So again, that goes into chakra healing. That literally, this is why you got the massage card, because it's like when you're getting a massage, you're literally focusing on your self-healing. You're focusing on your body. You're focusing on relaxing your body, relaxing your emotions, relaxing the tension of life in that moment. You're giving yourself a self-care, self-love moment. And this is literally Leo season energy, which means that you're coming into this recovery in one of the most healing ego moments of the year, because Leo season is all about having a healthy, strong ego. And you do that when you have a good self-care, self-love routine in place, which tells me that you really need to reevaluate, like sit down with yourself and start going down the list. What's bothering you? Why is it bothering you? Like, be your own damn therapist. You don't need other people to tell you what to do. Be your own damn therapist. Answer your questions and find solutions to your questions. If something is bothering you, especially when it comes to some situations in your life, some relationships in your life, remove yourself from them. Period. It doesn't have to be complicated. You can just remove yourself from them for your highest and greatest good, and ask for assistance. Ask, especially the angels are the easiest ones to work with when you're in a recovery mode type of phase. Ask the angels for assistance, or ask Archangel Raphael to help you through this healing process, so you can get back into your recovery, so you can recover and come back stronger. You have these, like, the thing I love about this reading is that you got listen to your intuitive feelings, which tells me that you know, like, your body, your gut, your intuition is telling you what you need to do, but you're not doing anything about them. And again, we go back to Leo season, we go back to that solar plexus energy. Action is key. In order for you to have a good relationship with yourself and have that good self-care energy, you must act on those intentions. All of these things are intentions. In order for you to go in recovery mode, you must have the intention to recover from that which has wounded you in the past. So you do have to, like, actively make moves to remove any of this toxic energy that has been in your life in the first place, so you're not suffering, you're not you know, in this weird kind of limbo stage. You're just like, okay, I know who I am, I'm back. I feel so much more like myself now. Get back to that place. Set that intention. You want to feel like yourself. You want to be happy with yourself. You want to be happy with your body. You want to be happy with your love life. You want to be at peace with all of those areas. Set that intention. Work towards those intentions and allow the changes to come in. Because you also can't hold on to the things that you're like trying to release at the same time. That's not how that works. So come back to yourself. Hold that mirror to yourself. That's what Leo season is about, boo. 1000%. And that was your reading, okay? I think we got another one. Yeah. And this is going to be the last one because I have to do the collective reading, okay? Am I on the right track for love and finance? Am I guided by my ancestors? Archangel Michael deck. I'm telling you guys, everybody loves this Archangel Michael deck. Everybody in the club. Okay. Okay, that jumped out mad quick. Oh, okay, so we got guarded and protected, which says, thank you for protecting my loved ones and me, ensuring that we're safe and all of our needs are met. I now accept your help gratefully and gracefully, knowing that it's right for me and all others to accept heavenly assistance. And then we have, keep your eyes on the target intention on this, okay? Thank you, Archangel Michael, for helping me focus on my inner vision and intention. I ask for guidance in releasing any fears or doubts, or granting me the confidence and courage to take action towards realizing my dream. The reason why this is important right here is because when you're asking, are you on the right track for something, you have to make sure that your intention is backing what you're tracking. Okay? Your intention is backing what you're tracking. So if you intend for your finances to be in a good place, if you intend for those things to, you know, be in alignment, for your love life to be in alignment, for your ancestors to be in alignment, all of these type of things, then you're actually able to say, okay, well, that's what I've been working on. That's what I have been actively setting intention for. That's what I've been working with spirit for. That's why I've been asking my ancestors for. At the end of the day, spirit is telling you to focus. They're not telling you to, like, basically doubt or think that you're, you know, that you're like lacking or you're failing or anything of the sort. Spirit is just telling you, just focus, keep moving. You have stuff to do. You are protected in the process. We are guiding you in the process. We are helping you in the process, but focus, because you have all of these intentions, all of these things that you want to be resolved, but doubting or saying, oh my God, is this happening? Yes, it's happening. That is your intention. That is what you intended in the first place. You intended for this to work. And so you must continue to have faith in that. You must continue to say, I know this is for me. This is the energy that I called in, and this is for me. I want my finances to be in order. I want my family to be in order. I want my love life to be in order, 1000%. And once you say, oh, this is my intention, you need to be clear on that. You can't just kind of like doubt. Don't bring doubt into the equation, because you're fine. You honestly, I feel like you're fine. You shouldn't have asked me this question at all. You're fine. You don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt spirit either, especially if some things might move a little slower than you would like them to. Don't doubt anything. Just relax. Keep your eye on the intention and strive to do it. Especially with a lot of the Capricorn energy right now in the chart for this year. Capricorn energy makes you work to receive what it is that you want. It's about putting in the work. So doubt doesn't come into play. We don't got time for doubt, okay? We only got time to do. So do, don't doubt. That is your reading, my love, okay? Where am I putting it? Okay. I think there's one last one, and then no more, okay? Because I have to do the collective reading, or somebody's gonna kill me in this chat. What can I do to ground myself and get out of the constant state of anxiety? You didn't pick a deck, my love. But I'm gonna go with Archangel Raphael, because that is a healing question. So, what can do to ground herself and constant state of anxiety? I ain't even gonna pull a second card for this, because I thought this was kind of, this is like the end all be all. This is like the trump card of this deck. Call upon Archangel Raphael for help. Dear Archangel Raphael, I ask for your healing with help with, parentheses, describe the situation. Thank you for your divine healing and intervention. So call Archangel Raphael for help. is your message for this. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to any type of healing, emotional, spiritual, physical, mental, any type of healing, that is his dominion. His dominion is healing. That's what he does. So you need to connect with that which is the cure for the thing. You know what I mean? And that's Archangel Raphael. So you need to do some prayers, prayers specifically, but you need to be consistent. We're working with Archangel Raphael because he will test you, especially if you're being guided to do something regularly or something like that. You must have consistency. Again, it comes back to self-mastery. It comes back to being consistent, because if you lack the consistency, then you're not able to grow from it. You just did it for a week and then you went back to your old ways, and that doesn't work. So you do have to have consistency with this, but you do need to ask Archangel Raphael for help, because he will help you with the anxiety aspect of this. The angels are amazing to work with for this, and there's just incredible healing energy. So that was your card. Now I'm gonna pull the collective message. I'm gonna get off the chat because I've been reading y'all comments for a second, so I could pull, because if I see all of these comments just popping off in my safe face, I'm just not gonna concentrate. So hold on, let me grab this deck real quick. I literally got like 8 oracle cards in front of my face. Hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna be using the Rider-Waite. Hold on, the Spanish edition of the Rider-Waite, which I love a lot because it's in Spanish. I'm just a little biased. Okay, so what do we collectively need to know for this week for our collective healing? Ooh, hold on. What do we need to know for our collective healing? Two more cards. What do we need to know for our collective healing this week? One more card to know. Okay. Bottom of the deck. 10 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles. Okay. For the 3 of Pentacles, we have the Page of Cups. We have the 7 of Swords. We have Page of Pentacles. We have the 7 of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. We have the 4 of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles. So, what's going on? So this week is going to put you to work on some things that you definitely needed to work on. I feel like some people, this is coming up creatively, and some people it's coming up with their sensitivity specifically. And I see that because the pages are coming up. Some people are definitely getting some ideas. They're setting some new intentions. Monday we have, I believe, full moon in Aquarius, which is the first full moon in August. And we're definitely coming around to some new, and trying to birth in new energy, trying to have some changes of sorts. I do feel like some people are going to be looking to have some more creative jobs, or even some spiritual jobs, to be honest. The only thing about this is that there are some things that need to be addressed before you actually move forward with your intentions. That's why the 7 of Swords is there. Because you see how you have the 7 of Wands with the Queen of Pentacles. Whatever it is that you need to address this week, whether it be emotional, whether it be a relationship, whether it be something that makes you really, really sensitive. It could be a trigger to some of you guys. It is stopping your power, your actual self-power, your sense of self. Your personal power. It's stopping a lot of your growth, stopping a lot of your finances, a lot of your possibilities from coming in as well. I feel like for this specific week, you're going to see how your anxieties, your triggers, have an effect on your potential, and how the intentions that you set this week can shift that, and that 1000% goes back to your healing. 1000% goes back to your healing. And the reason for that is because if you don't take the moment to process your way before you set a new intention, especially during full moons and new moons, if you don't take a moment to reevaluate where you're at and say, okay, I know that I need money, or I know that I need this, or I know I want to have a relationship, but where am I at with everything else? How is the rest of my life looking like? What do my routines look like? Am I still being haunted by? And that is the question. What are you still haunted by? We talked about past lives haunting us earlier. And the reason I was intuitively told by Spirit to talk about that specific message this week, because it's just going to come up. And I do feel like within your innocence this week, whether you're trying to set a new intention or anything, especially on Monday, because again, we have a full moon coming up, whether you're in this moment of sensitivity, of like, I'm in this vulnerable place where I can create, I have the opportunity, I have the build of creating and building something new and fresh. Is there still something that's holding back your success from you receiving it? And but the beautiful thing about the outcome of that is when you actually are able to dissect what that is, you come into a very, very different place. You come into a place of abundance. You come into a place of success. You come into a place of celebration, of harmony in many ways. Because that's what the fours are, those two twos in harmony. So there is this need to address and bring balance to. There's definitely some struggles, some things that have been haunting us collectively. So analyzation is key. Before you try to manifest XYZ this week, or before you even think, oh, I want to focus on this area of my life, think about all of the areas of your life and how they're going. What are the issues there? What other goals do you have besides the ones that you want to see the most come to life? Before they do come to life, you need to address the other things. Because you think you can do it. You think you can have your cake and eat it too. But in reality, those things are going to haunt you. Because you're carrying swords this week. So analyze what it is that you're carrying. Analyze why you think you can get away with it. Analyze all of the, just analyze those things. I feel like this is a powerful week for just diving in deeper into the work. Archangel Raphael, what is it that we need to know collectively for our healing work? Oh, hold on. So, we got recovery and leave a stressful situation behind. Collectively, this is our energy. Recovery. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for holding my hand through my recovery upon the path of radiant health. Leave a stressful situation behind. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for giving me the courage and willingness to take good care of myself, including surrounding myself with healthy relationships and positive situations. And I feel like a lot of the time we kind of dismiss how other people affect us, how other relationships affect us. And this is why I have no problems removing people from my life when they're trying me. This is why we mentioned that earlier in the video. I do have no problem. Like the second you try to do some crazy stuff like that, I'm just like, bye. Like I can very much well forgive you, but I can also, I'm at the same time detaching it. That's it. I already killed that connection. That's just, over. So that process of releasing and addressing the negative aspects of all of the things that are happening in your life, not just one thing, not just the one thing you're trying to manifest, not just the one thing you're trying to get right, but collectively analyzing every aspect and how they could be better or improved or more productive even, especially when it comes to ancestor work. You have to go through that recovery phase. You have to say, okay, what is it that I need to know? How do I move forward from this? Spirit, help me to address all of these issues, not just one. Help me not to be biased to the thing that I want to receive, but also the things that I need to receive. Okay? Archangel Michael, give me a message for us collectively. What do we need to know and do? Oh! Yo, Archangel Raphael and Archangel Michael just teamed up and was just like, we gonna say the same thing because y'all trying us. Okay, so the first one that came out is believe and trust. The prayer goes, before going to sleep tonight, say, Archangel Michael, please enter my dreams and replace fear with faith and trust. Let me be filled with strength, courage, and confidence. Which is Leo energy, by the way, which we've been talking about all video. And the last card that came out, and I'm just going to hold the Archangel Raphael here for y'all while I say this. Detach from the situation. And the prayer goes, Archangel Michael, I ask you to use your flaming sword to cut any attachment to fear or drama so that I may be centered in knowing that the peace is everywhere within me in this situation. You can't make this stuff up. I'm just saying. You just really can't. You just really can't. Anyway. Okay. What message do we need to know collectively? Ooh. What message do... Oh, here we go. What message do we need to know collectively? Hold on. I gotta pick that one up from the floor. Okay. So. Yo, Spirit is like, listen. Okay, so the first card that came out was Realizations and Epiphanies. Realizations and Epiphanies. Realizations and Epiphanies, okay? Then we have support and leaving. So how can Spirit support you during your departure from this energy? Because you were being asked 1000% to be released and to move forward from a situation so that you can come back into your power and your abundance and your wealth and who you're supposed to be. You were being asked to be removed, to literally by Felicia, okay, the situation. So how can Spirit support you at this time? So while you're leaving, ask for support. This is why the angels are saying what they're saying, because you're leaving, but if you feel like those emotional ties, if you feel like those connections are just like, you know, this is hard. You know what? Because things are hard. I'm not saying that everything's easy. Things are hard. So it's sometimes hard to, you know, be like, deuces, bye, you know? It's hard. But ask for support. Ask, especially during your ancestor. Every single morning, when I do libations, I ask. You have to ask. You have to ask in order to receive that support. You have to ask in order for Spirit to literally hold your hand and be like, hey, I need support with this. I'm about to make this change. I'm about to tell this person. I'm about to just take myself out of the situation entirely. I would like support. I would like to feel like this is the right decision for me. I set the intention that this be for my highest and greatest good and all involved, not just for me, but this is also good for them, even though it might not feel like it at first, but this is a positive thing. So ask for support so you can receive that at the same time. And it's not just like you're going on it alone and you're just like kind of struggling with the energy. You don't need to be struggling with anything, boo. That's why you have the support. That's why you got your spirits to help you through the process. So let's see what else we need to know this week. Okay. Also not surprised about this. Okay, so we got rabbit and wolf. We have family, loyalty, and spontaneous. I always like have a weird issue pronouncing that word. And spontaneous, which I'm not really surprised about, because I do feel like, especially if for some of you guys this is a family dynamic type of issue, it's gonna seem like out of left field. Like, oh, that's not how you are usually. Like, I know you to be somewhere else. I know you to be something else. I know you to kind of act a little different or move a little bit different. I do feel like there's this kind of change in the winds of sorts. I do feel like also Leo energy leans towards this, because it allows you to be different but also be yourself in a place where you're not caring about what other people think of you in the process. So it's taking back your power, really. Like, this is who I am. This is why Leo and Aquarius is like opposite signs. Aquarius is very unique. Leo shines. And so they tend to have that same magnetism to being weird and quirky and also being bold and out there. And so you have this boldness that's just there. This thing, this spark, this spontaneity that comes out this week it's a spark. Is an intention. It is Especially if you're getting messages in the moment this week where you're just like, "Ah, I need to go outside. I need to go to the park. I need to go call this person. I need to just, this is what I need to be doing right now." Follow that. Listen to that this particular week. And also understand, when it comes to ancestors, you are still very, very much, and they at the end of the day want the best for you, because you are carrying that lineage, you're carrying that line. You are taking it upon yourself to hold and carry your family's energy down the line. So there is a certain amount of pride and loyalty and commitment that comes from those connections. So don't think that just because things are getting released left and right this week that you're not being watched over, you're not being taken care of, you're not, no, you're not lacking anything. Things are just shifting. Things are just getting removed because they need to get removed, okay? Now, for our love lives, what do we need to know about our love lives this week collectively? What do we need to know about our love life this week collectively? Okay. Ooh. So we got, the first card that came out was let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. You know, I'm just gonna start like holding all of these damn cards. I'm just gonna start holding all of these cards up for y'all, just so you guys can understand that this is the message. Okay. The other one that came up is keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your unusual type and expectations. This is actually a very powerful one, because especially if you're the type of person that dreams up your soulmate, or dreams up your partner, or you're just like, you've seen them in dreams and meditations and XYZ and da. Sometimes it's a trick, especially because you have to understand that sleeping and dreaming and all that type of thing, that is Neptune energy, that's Pisces energy, is an illusion, boo. However, you could actually be seeing them in a different lifetime, especially their physical form. You could be seeing how they look like in the past instead of how they look now, and then you're just gonna be tripping when you meet them. You're like, you have the energy, but you don't look like the one. You know what I'm saying? So trust, just trust, and be open to receiving, especially if it's something that you've been asking for. Soulmate energy is also not something that you could be like, I want them to have blonde hair, I want them to have these eyes, I want them to have the, no. You just gotta be like, I think I'm ready for my soulmate, and then, you know, wait, because at the end of the day, you're gonna have those feelings anyway, so it won't matter what they look like, and it don't matter how you want them to be. They're gonna come with their energy, and they're going to transform you. So just be open to receiving that energy, especially if you've been calling it in for a while. Because listen, I know a lot of y'all be calling that soulmate energy. I feel like a lot of people are just tired of like the fuckboy energy, and so everybody's just like, I want my person. That's who I want. I mean, I know I did it. I was like, I'm done. I'm just done. I'm a Capricorn. I'm not a date around type of person either. Let me tell you, I'm a we gonna get married type of person. Like we gonna, you my person, and that's it type of person. I'm not a like, I have 5 people, and that's fine if you're that person that just has a lot of dates and go. That's 100% fine. I'm not saying anything about you. I'm talking about me. I am not that person. I'm like, I just want my partner. I literally told him I just want my partner. I just want my partner. I don't want to play games anymore. I understand. I learned these lessons that I needed to learn. I just want my partner. I literally told her in the ocean, I was just like, I want my partner. And then I got big. So it was a happy ending. So what do we need to know this week collectively? What do we need? Ooh, hold on. Okay. I gotta put this over here. Okay. Open your heart. No, arms to receiving. Eucalyptus. You've prayed for help. Now be open to accepting it. This is that support energy. Spirit is like trying to really just take a bat to your brains and just like, yo, you keep asking, like, how many times do we need to tell you? We right here. You know what I mean? Like, especially if it's not in a way that you wanted to receive it. I feel like, again, we kind of visualize the way that we want to kind of have something. And again, that's that Neptune Pisces energy where we're just like in daydream mode, which is not a bad thing. Daydreaming is not a bad thing. However, it can, you know, kind of turn the way when you receive something. You're like, this is not the way I pictured it though, you know? But it's what you asked for. It is what you asked to receive. We gave you what you wanted. It's just that you have a skewed version of what it should look like. And sometimes there's a reason. There's a reason why it needs to look that way. And I feel like with everything that's going on, things need to be not the way that you want it for you to understand why that it's important to you, why that is a powerful thing for you, why that is a necessary process, a necessary moment, a necessary connection, why that person was born the way they're born that way. Like there's reasons. And not only are you supposed to help you, but you are also supposed to help them, especially when you're calling soulmate energy. Let me tell you, a lot of people be like, oh, they're my soulmate. Bitch, you their soulmate too. Okay, you have a role to play. You're also just as important as they are to you. So do not even kind of try to sleep on the fact that you also have energy to give just as much as you have energy to take from this person. There's still things that need to be experienced from both sides. So, you know, undermining the value is just, it will never make sense to me. It will never make sense to me, okay? So, planetary energies for this week. What are our planetary energies that we should be very mindful of for this week collectively? Ooh, okay, hold on. Okay, so we have the moon, and we also have Taurus energy. Taurus is the most stubborn sign in the zodiac, okay? I've said it many times, I love Tauruses. Don't come for me. But y'all the most stubborn. And if Taurus energy is around us collectively, and you know Uranus is in Taurus. Okay, so when it comes to this specific energy and working with this kind of stubborn energy, you have to understand Uranus has been wrecking Taurus energy, restructuring Taurus energy, removing a lot of things from Taurus energy and saying, hey, y'all need to upgrade. Y'all need to change. Y'all need to shift. Y'all been doing the same thing for too long. I need you guys to act different. I need you to move different because it's just not working anymore. So I'm going to need you to like try it again. Like Uranus is like, no, try it again. Taurus ruling what you value, what you love, money, finances, try it again. Because you haven't been doing it right. Like Uranus is like, upgrade yourself. I need you to like change your perspective. I need you to change it because it's not working. It hasn't been working for you in a while. So now I came and to wreck your life so you can upgrade this. Change your mentality. Change the way you receive pleasures. Change the way that you think what it is that you value. Why do you value it? Question those things. Upgrade your mentality so that way you can understand the energy and work with it a little bit better. The moon I'm not surprised about. And you know what the funny thing is that, you know, full moon is in Aquarius, which is Uranus energy. So, but the moon I'm not surprised about. The moon is currently a Scorpio. So that tells me that we're about to go into, you know what I mean? So definitely watch for the moons this specific week. Watch your emotions. I feel like when it comes to this specific week, because it goes literally moon in Scorpio, moon in Sag, moon in Capricorn, and then Aquarius. Those signs are very serious signs. Even though, yes, Sag can be, you know, like they love to party and everything. But they're very serious signs. Sag is all about knowledge and all about understanding. Scorpio is all about the truth and finding out the truth. Capricorn is all about stability. Stability. And right now there's a restructuring of that stability happening in the chart. And then Aquarius, it's all about futuristic, revolutionary thinking. Revolutionize the way. Take the knowledge that you're receiving. This week is like a big week for like emotional like seriousness. It's not necessarily meant to be like very like area. No, it's a very serious kind of week. Like your emotions are a little bit more like centered. You're a little bit more in connection with information, your knowledge, your guides. It's more grounding energy. So watch for the moon, because the moon is not going to feel the same way now that it's in Leo season than it did when it was in Cancer season, because it was just connected to water already. Now we're like, no, ego. We have so many cardinal placements in the chart anyway, that everything is just a little bit fired up. It's angst up in a different way. So the moons are moving a little bit different, because it's just like, we're a little bit serious now. We're a little bit serious now. Is this not all about emotions? This is also about like, I gotta be a little bit more serious. I have to take some things into, I have to make some choices. I have to look at my finances. I have to look. There's just so much restructuring that's going on. Okay, so don't sleep on any of that, because if that is the focus of the energy, it's like, hey, wake up. I need you to like put on the batteries, like my mama says, ponte la pila, okay? A small mama says, ponte la pila, which means put on the batteries. Because when you put on the batteries, you got to start. That means that some device is starting. Something is starting. Something is shifting. Something needs to be reacted to, okay? So that is the collective message for this week. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I didn't get to read your last messages. But literally we've been talking for like 2 hours, and you guys know I talk a lot. Y'all know I talk a lot, so we will be here all night, I'm telling you. But I have to do a couple of things for the Patreon before I go to sleep tonight, and then in the morning I have to do more work for the Patreon, so I definitely have to get to that right now. But I had a very, very, very lovely time. I hope that you all had a really good weekly healing circle. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for everyone who did the energy healing session with me earlier in the video. I hope that it helped you. If you need to come back to it at any point this week, make sure you do it again, 1000%. And yes, I love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you're watching this later, okay? And don't forget to check out the Patreon as well, because they do sponsor the weekly healing circles, have been consistent because of the Patreons backing it. So thank you so much to the Patreons. Don't forget to check it out in the link below once I put the description in there. And I will see you guys in the next one. Sending you guys loves to love. Bye.